Hi, welcome to Empowered to Be Great, and I'm your host, Habiibah Musana. Welcome to this new episode, and again, I have a guest. Leticia is back, so we are excited. We are
Yeah,
going
I'm
to be.
excited to be here again today.
We'll be
Yeah,
having you more. I think
yeah.
these people are going to love you.
Let's hope so.
They're going to love
If I
you.
make any sense.
Believe me, you do.
Yeah.
You make so much sense. But we're excited to come to you today. And before we introduce our next topic, I want to remind you to not be just a guest in this place. Please be family by subscribing
Yeah.
to the channel and follow us on our Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and all other social media platforms. But you are welcome to this episode. Leticia,
Thank you.
how are you again?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
excited to do this again with
I'm
you.
really excited too.
Yeah. And today our topic, guys, is very interesting. As you can see, we are women who are very, very empowered.
With bright colors.
Exactly.
The color should say it.
Very bold,
Yeah.
like the colors. And we're talking about how we, the empowered, very strong and very opinionated, educated, have so many good things going for them. How are we able to use our femininity? Because there is a myth there. They say that those empowered women are never feminine. They are not able
They
to
don't submit.
submit, So we are discussing all those good things today. So join us and please comment in the comment section, and tell us what your experience is and what your opinion is on this episode. So Leticia, everybody, I want to let you know that she's very educated. She has more
I
than one
try.
degree,
Yeah.
and she works in the immigration, sector here in Sweden. She does so many other things, but she's such a beautiful woman who loves God, who loves her family, and so many good things about her.
Thank you.
So she's very empowered. So she's the right person to be talking
You are
about it.
empowered, so you inspire me from
Thank
day
you.
one.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So tell me about what is your experience been? You are very educated. I'm sure people have opinions. You are very strong in character as well. You're very smart. And I'm sure people say, Leticia does not maybe is not a good wife material because she does not seem
Yeah,
to be
she's not
submissive.
soft.
Exactly, she's
Yeah.
not soft. What is your experience? Tell us.
I think before we can go to
Yeah.
experience, it's very important to
Okay.
understand what, since we
Yeah.
mine and your values
Biblical,
are
yeah. Christian
they're from
values.
Christian values.
Yeah.
I think we should start by
Yeah.
talking about what the Bible says about a noble woman of character or a woman of noble character.
Let me get my glasses and read for you. This is what the Bible says. All of us know the Proverbs 31 woman, and I'm going to read for you. And it says that listen, my son, listen, son of the womb, listen, my son, the answer to my prayers. So it says, do not spend your strength on women, your vigor, all those who run kings. Am I reading the same one? I'm going to say, no, it's verse 10, it says, a wife of noble character, who can find? She's worth far more than rubies. Her husband has full confidence in her and lacks nothing of value. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. She selects wool and flax and works with the eager hands. She's like the merchant ships bringing her food from a fair. So this woman is a businesswoman.
Yeah.
She gets
Exactly.
up while it is
Yeah.
still night. She provides food for her family and portions for her female servants. So she has even workers. She's such a good woman. She considers a field and buys it. So we buy
Yeah,
property and
exactly,
land,
yeah.
She sets about her work vigorously. Her arms are strong for her tasks. She sees that her trading is profitable and her lamp does not go out at night. In her hands, she holds the distaff and grasps the spindle with her fingers. And I don't want to finish the whole scripture. But I want you guys to go and read Proverbs 31 and start from verse 10. It's telling you who an empowered woman is, who a strong woman is. that is a businesswoman. She sees fields and considers to buy them, and she makes sure that her business is profitable. So we don't make businesses that are not profitable. But also we are respectful. We respect our husbands. We respect the people that are around us. Our workers, we pay them well. Oh my God, that's a bit. So go and read it.
Yeah, and it's just like also what Proverbs says about, like, there is the Proverbs 31 men.
Yeah.
And it also, like, goes back and answers that specific question. And it says that the Proverbs 31 man is strong enough not to fear his wife's strength.
Oh. And that means that.
So the Bible is already telling us, like, as a woman, you're like, biblically wise, even biologically wise, the strength, the empowerment is already there.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
as women, that's like, just as men as well, they have their masculinity power.
Yeah.
But also as women, already even from the Bible and biological ways, we have that natural strength. And that's where the misconception comes in. That, if you're an empowered woman, you're an ambitious woman, you cannot respect your man. And there's some men that says, yeah, for me, I'll never, I'll never date or marry any educated woman.
I don't like a working woman.
Or maybe not even educated. Education is nothing at all, but I'll never get married to a hardworking woman.
Exactly, yeah.
You just become a threat from nowhere.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of misconception that, as a hardworking woman, intellectual, educated, there are different kind of empowered women. So it's not about only education, but it's generally, you can't submit, you're not soft. I find that really, it's a really huge misconception.
Yeah, it is true, because again, the Bible has told us that a man who wants a submissive woman, who wants a feminine woman, should be able to handle that woman, should have the strength, the confidence in himself to not feel threatened by the strength. Because femininity is a strength, I think. Just like masculinity is, it is a strength. And how do we learn to balance this and also be able to empower each other? If it's in a marriage setting as a couple, where I don't feel threatened by your power, I'm not threatened by your education. Let's say if I am a man and you're my wife and you have a doctorate, I'm not threatened by that.
But as a man, you're actually supposed to feel proud
exactly.
of having a woman that is ambitious and is a go-getter and is hardworking, because it gives you a kind of validation that, if I'm not there in my household, I have a woman
who
that
can
step in and is a foundation to my household and even to my children.
Exactly.
So that's it's a compliment. You compliment
each other. Yeah.
But most people have a hard time understanding that. You need an empowered woman, even if you're masculine, in order to complement each other. And as a masculine man, if your energy is more masculine, with respect, then you'll get an empowered woman who is also able to submit to you, who is also able to be feminine.
Exactly.
So it's about giving space for the woman to be a woman. What do you think about that?
I think, excuse me, I think it is interesting because they say behind every man there is a successful woman or a strong woman.
A strong woman, yeah.
But people say that, but they don't believe it. Because if actually behind every man there should be a strong, successful, empowered woman, then you should not have any problem with me being empowered. You should not have any problem with me maybe making more money than you do. Why? Because I am complimenting you, like you say. We are in this as a complementary. We are complementing each other. I am not empowered just to take away from you. I'm empowered to add to you, because I am a helper. You are you cover me, but I help you build whatever we are supposed to build. So that being threatened, I think, comes from a certain place of insecurity. A certain place of maybe not having enough confidence.
Yeah, and especially men that have not been able to discover their masculinity
exactly
side.
Who they are.
Yeah, who they are and what their contribution is as a man.
Exactly.
That's when an empowered woman becomes a threat. The misconception goes in here. You can't submit to me just because you have a job, you have work or whatever it is. Yeah.
I always say that if you always have to remind people that you are the man, that means you have a lot of work to do. Because you have to get to a place where I do not have to prove to anyone that I am a woman. The things that I do, the way I carry myself, what I say, all those things, they show you that I am a woman. And the same for the man, that the things that you do, who you are, your character, how you speak, what you do, how you protect your family, they are the ones that speak for you. You should not be able to assert yourself and say, I am the man of the house. No. We will know from your actions.
It's not just rhetorics, it's the actions, you
exactly.
know?
We will know from your actions, from your fruits, the fruits that you bear. We will know that you are the man. And that is why it is interesting that when you come into homes where there is that power struggle, that everyone is struggling for space. You know, it's like fighting for the microphone. Everyone wants to be able to speak, and no one wants to back down. Then you know that there is some lacking in knowing who they are, their identity. Even for the women themselves. It's for example, me and you. If we find ourselves in a space where we are fighting for attention, you know, I have to put you down in order for me to go up. It means in my identity there's something that is lacking, because I am who I am. You cannot be me. I cannot be you.
So you have to protect yourself, basically, and you show, because we all have, like, you know, they say that as a man, men have feminine and masculine energy, and women have also feminine. I mean, we all have, like, you know, we carry with us both of those energy. So the thing is that it's the kind of environment and the happenings that, you know, brings out either the masculinity side or the feminine side. So if we go back again, you know, as a woman, if you're feminine and you're like, you know, you're in this kind of relationship, for example, whereby a man is also feminine, you know, like for me,
it's tough.
There are a lot of men who are feminine. Being a feminine man, it doesn't just mean, like, you know, just being there. Being a feminine means that, you know, you're not able to carry yourself as a man. You cannot provide. Provision is okay, but you cannot protect.
Cover.
You cannot cover. And, you know, like you every time, like, there is a conflict in a relationship, you're able to, like, you know, you run. So for me, that already, you're carrying already a feminine energy. And when, as a woman, you're in that kind of relationship, you bring your masculinity side comes out, because you want to protect yourself.
Exactly.
You know,
it's true, because there is lack of that. So your masculinity comes out, and it's not a bad thing, like you said, because we have it. It's just that women have more feminine energy than men, but the masculinity comes in because there is vacuum. For there's a vacuum for leadership. If you are not leading me, that means then I'm going to come out and become the leader. It's not intentional.
No.
It naturally happens like
and
that.
it's not to, like, compete either.
Exactly. If there's lack of leadership, if there's lack of covering, naturally as a woman, because for me, I am solution oriented. I'm always going to figure out, how do I fix this? And that is how my leadership comes in. And before you know it, you're saying, you're not submissive. You think you're the head of the family because you're making so much money. No, I'm looking for a leader. I can't see him here, so that means I'm forced to become the leader.
Exactly.
But that's not what
and that's
we want.
where people say that, you know, you're not able to submit just because your masculinity side has come out. But I think submission is a very it's a concept that many people misunderstand.
They do.
Well, how would you define submission?
I think for me, submission is the ability to understand or know your power and use it wisely. To understand that I am powerful in this area, but I'm not always going to be powerful. It's like, I'll give you an example of boxers. People who do professional boxing, they know how to hit. They can hit you and you can die. But they don't go around streets hitting people because they are professional boxers. So submission for me is that I have my power. There's energy in me that is very, very powerful. But I know when to use it. I know when to speak. I know when to fight and not when to fight. I know when to back off and when to come, you know, that's submission. And I also believe that submission is not just for us, women, that men too should be able to submit. Even though they are our covering, they are our head. We are supposed to submit under them. The Bible says that they should submit under Christ. So I submit under you as you submit under Christ. That means you're a submissive man. So it is the two-way thing, even though it's mostly emphasized on our part, but it's also for men. So that is how I view submission. For me, it is a strength that I'm able to turn on and turn off whenever I want to, whenever necessary. Yeah. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think I agree with your definition of submission. Yeah, it's strength basically, but also I think submission is about the grace and self-respect.
Yeah.
But as you said, you cannot submit to someone who is disrespectful and who doesn't offer you the environment to submit.
Create it, exactly.
So for me, submission is self-respect, the ability to be able to meet another, in a relationship, maybe meet a man where they are, and understanding my role as a woman, and and try to respect as a woman on that kind of level, basically submitting. It's grace, but at the same time I need a man that respects me, that offers respect, and also that is available, emotionally available, in order to submit. So it's like a transaction.
It's a give and take thing. Exactly.
So for me, it's strength at the end of the day.
It is strength, and I find that secure men who know who they are, really don't have a problem with women like that. I'll give you an example. Like I'm married to.
I was just gonna talk about your experience. The fact that you have a master's degree and you're so empowered and intellectually on that intellectual level, and you're able to stay home. Can you just give a brief?
For example, my husband is a very laid-back man. He's for him, he's not a light kind of a person. He's always in the back. And the one thing that has helped me be able to submit under him is because he respects himself. He has self-respect. He has boundaries. And he does not have to say that I am a man for me to respect him, no. Because he understands the importance of his submission as well. There's a book that he loves that he always tells people about complementarity in relationships. So he has mastered that art of complementarity. So he knows that as I submit, I require an environment that is going to encourage me to submit. So all this time, the years that I have been married with him, he has created that environment for me. I have never at any moment felt like I needed to dim my light to be under him. Actually, he pushes me out so hard. He sponsors financially, emotionally, in every single way. He pushes me because he's very secure. Actually, he makes a joke and he says, I want you one time to retire me. He wants me to make so much money so that he can retire early. Because he's not intimidated that at some point I can make so much money and then he can be the one making this. And then it's okay with him because in himself he's very, very secure. His identity is intact. He respects himself so much that when you respect yourself, it's hard to disrespect people around you.
That's true. Yeah.
You only give what comes out of you, what you have inside of you.
So what you're trying to say here, I mean, from your experience with your husband, it's really for femininity energy to outshine. It's really important with a secured environment.
Exactly.
But it also goes way back, for masculine. In order for masculinity to outshine, there should be a secured. Because honestly, there are also some women that don't let their men become a man. They are there, there are those kind of women.
True.
So at the end of the day, it's about a secured environment, and but as you said before, in order to offer that secured environment, you have to work on your identity.
Yeah, it's true.
To know that you know who you are, and to understand the fact that by having the grace to give part of your power, it's not mocking your values. It doesn't mean you're mocking your values, or it doesn't mean that you're pulling yourself down. But it's actually a strength.
Yeah, it's true.
Because you're able to give certain part of your values and try to
it's
bring
very
yourself
true.
down. So
I agree.
Yeah.
And it's also important for us as women to understand that we should have the wisdom to exercise our empowerment, our education, and everything that we've been able to achieve, to exercise it with wisdom
And grace.
and grace, like you said. Because there are certain women who have all these things and they use them against their men. They use them in a very manipulative way. And it's like a mind, they become narcissistic. We always think that men are the ones that have such characters, but women too.
Yeah.
So we are supposed to use wisdom with our femininity. That's why femininity is very important, because the femininity is what keeps us soft.
Yeah. It's our identity as
Exactly.
women. Yeah.
So if you're strong in the boardroom, your femininity, your masculinity comes up in the boardroom. Your femininity comes up when you're in
At home,
business
exactly.
and doing all
Yeah,
these
yeah.
different tasks. But when your husband comes around, the femininity comes and it calms you down. You know, so we have to use wisdom in that sense to understand, like, no, as strong as I am, as opinionated as I am, I'll let my husband speak for me this time and ask, honey, what do you think? And if you have
And it
such a
doesn't mean that you're
relationship,
a weak, because some people consider it as like being weak.
No.
When you let a man like take the lead,
no,
it's not weakness. It's
no,
strength.
it's not. It's not.
Strength. Yeah.
It's not. I'll give you also an example again, that me and my husband, our money, we put it together. And I've had so many friends who say, you should keep some for yourself. You know, I am working for my family. And this is what I told my husband. Me allowing for our money to be together does not mean that I cannot keep for myself, something for myself. And I always tell him that, you know, if God forbid something ever happens and you leave me, I will go back to zero. And whatever I've been able to make now, I will be able to make, and even more, because that is within me. I am
Because
an
you know
empowered,
yourself. Yeah,
exactly.
you're an empowered
So
woman,
me
yeah.
giving in the control over finances does not mean that I cannot handle my finances.
Exactly, yeah.
You understand? So it's not a weakness. It's respect. It's just submission. It's just like, okay, you can handle that because I trust you, because you have earned that. And you've been consistent. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah.
You know, like as empowered women, it's like we always have, like, you know, our weapon behind when like crisis happen.
Yeah.
You can restart. You're able to restart.
We are resilient.
It's painful to restart, but you're resilient.
Yeah.
And with time, you bounce back again.
Exactly.
To where you are.
Yeah.
So I totally agree with you.
It's
on
true.
That topic. But one interesting thing is complementary. I think it's a very important concept.
Complementarity.
Yeah, it's very important for
Yeah.
for couples
It
that are
is.
having issues with like balancing gender roles. Yeah.
Talk about
Because
it.
when you
Yeah,
when
it's
when
true.
you accept and understand that you're a complement to each other, you're not competing.
Yeah.
Then you're able to both outshine. The man is able to, like, you know, outshine in his masculinity energy, and the woman is able to outshine in his femininity energy.
That's
so you can
true.
still be an empowered feminine woman and still help your man in certain. You can help
Support
in planning,
them. Exactly.
and you can help like in initiating plans. But it doesn't mean you're riding over your man's responsibility.
No.
But you're just complementing because we are all gifted differently.
Yeah.
So it's about understanding that we are each other's complements, not competitors. When you're in a relationship.
It's true that we are adding to each other.
Yeah.
That if it's like two are better than one, you know. And there's a scripture in the Bible that says that how can two work together unless if they agree, you know. So if we are in agreement, that means that we are complementing each other in every area. That it does not mean that because I do this for you, you cannot do it. It does not mean that if you're taking care of the finances, me, I cannot. No, that is your role. You can play it. It does not mean that I can't do it. No, I just let you because we are complete. I don't have to carry everything on my own. You don't have to carry everything on your own. It's like you having a team. If you have a team, It's like everyone carries their part so that
And
something
there is a
works
level
out.
of security that comes with it when you're like a team with your other half. You know, you're not like, okay, I'm doing this. If you're tired today, I'm planning this.
Yeah.
So if as an empowered woman you're going in a male role trying to help you, it doesn't mean that you're overriding his masculinity, but you're just being helpful.
Yeah.
And most people have a hard time understanding that.
It is hard. It is hard. It's like sometimes I make people laugh and I tell them, you know what? I'm not an independent woman. I'm very dependent.
Exactly. Yeah.
Why? Because for me,
I think I'll define myself that way. Most people think I'm independent, but I'm also like, you know, I want, you know, I want a man that can give me attention and a man I can depend on. But most people think I'm independent. No, it's not about that.
Because sometimes being so independent is exhausting. I don't want to be my own provider the whole time. No. I want somebody to provide for me. I want somebody to buy me flowers, you know. I can buy them myself. I can be independent and buy. But I want somebody to do some things for me because I enjoy that. And it's okay.
And it makes you feel like a woman.
Exactly.
Like, you know,
it puts me in that feminine energy, like people on TikTok say.
Yeah, and then you can tell your man, I will do anything for you now.
Exactly. Because that is, as women, we naturally, we are women who receive. We want to receive.
Yeah, we receive.
Yeah, as much as we are givers, but we also enjoy receiving. And that's why I want to tell you, I know independence is a good thing. You should be able to learn how to stand alone before you are able to stand with somebody else. But after you learn being independent, also understand that you can be dependent on somebody and it's okay for you to be helped. Yeah.
And being dependent, it doesn't mean that, you know, you're like clingy.
No.
Most men consider as being, but yeah, there are women that are clingy, but
needy,
also needy.
Yeah.
But there are women that are just dependent because they just need that. They just need the existence of masculinity, like just existence of a man. You know, just to remind you that, you know, you're a woman, so that you don't get lost and you feel like you're a man.
That's true. Yeah? And as I finish, I just want to just tell you this example because there are certain things that I refuse to do in this house. Yeah. Even though I know how to do them. You understand? But I refuse to change the light bulb.
Yeah. You're like, I can do it.
I can do it, but I refuse.
Not when I have a man in the house.
So I wait for him to do it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed our conversation.
Femininity is strength.
Yeah, exactly. It is. So learn from us. It is strength. And it's okay to be independent, but it's also enjoyable to be dependent. So we want you to talk to us and contact us.
And there are empowered women that submit to it. It's just, it depends with how one defines submission. And there are a lot of misconceptions, but there are empowered women that are submissive. It's a transaction. If you have a good man, you submit. And if you have a good woman, you'll be able to submit to your woman. So it's about complementing each other.
Yeah. Look at us. We are very submissive women.
Yeah.
And very empowered. But before we go, Leticia, I want you to let them know if it's okay for them to follow you on your Instagram. Is that okay?
Yeah.
She's on Instagram.
As much as I don't have so much there, but it's okay to follow me. Yeah.
She's on Instagram.
Leticia to Semerera. So it's so easy to find me on Instagram.
And I'm also on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. I use Habiibah Musana, both Facebook and Instagram, and then TikTok, Habiibah Musana 1. I thank you guys. I want to see and read all your comments. Tell me what you think. I think you have enjoyed this episode.
Yeah.
And until next time, we love you. This is Empowered to Be Great with Habiibah Musana. Bye.
God bless you.
God
Bye.
bless you.